A slow start to the year for retailers and consumers as the cost of goods, services and borrowing remains stubbornly high. How has this changed consumer behavior? And are retailers meeting the kind of shopping experience that penny-pinching shoppers are looking for? Our business reporter, Ntokozo Khumalo, joins us now for more. Ntokozo, good morning. Retail trade sales and consumer price index data due for release today. And it will tell us a lot about the health of the consumer and the retail sector, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, Iman, and we know that the consumer has not been in a healthy state when it comes to their finances, as you rightfully said. A lot of consumers across the country penny pinching because of that pressure on the back of the consumer price index, as well as interest rates that have driven up the cost of goods, services and borrowing. So we saw from that Clue shopping index that shopping experience that consumers are looking for is changing, with them either choosing those very large malls and usually around month end after payday, but then doing their shopping at the smaller community malls. And that's one of the centers that we are at today in Soweto, the Eyetu shopping center, and we at the OBC Chicken and Meat, where they, as you see behind me, there are products that most families do have in their pantry. And I am now joined by one of the owners of OBC, and that's Khethiwe Tshabalala. Thank you so much, Khethiwe, for talking to us. Now, it's not only been the consumer that's been under pressure, but retailers as well. Talk us through then how you've been navigating this space. Of course, most of the products here, a lot of South Africans have in their pantries, but how have you been navigating those tough times, but still managing to keep prices affordable for consumers?
I think as a retailer, the one always tries to manage your cost of sales primarily before we even get to overheads. So we are always looking for the best sort of pricing in terms of meat, chicken, commodities like maize meal and that sort of thing. So we try to find the best possible pricing so that we can pass that on to our consumer. Our consumer is very price sensitive, so we're very, very acutely sensitive to our costs, our direct costs. And then in terms of overheads, I think every retailer has been affected by the energy prices, fuel prices. And luckily in this particular center, we have an energy mix including solar and generators, diesel generators. So the solar energy helps to manage the cost of electricity, but also at the same time, we are we've engaged a consultant to help us manage that electricity bill, because it's just so high in terms of diesel recoveries and the price of diesel is a global commodity. We try to I think retailers survive by managing your direct costs and also your overheads. Managing our cash flows and spreading out expenses and things like that. This is how we do it.
And Khethiwe, maybe just give us some insights into the kind of consumer that you service in this area specifically. Across the board, across all consumer segments, it is pressure, but there are segments that feel, especially that food price inflation, a little harder than others. So just talk us through a little bit the consumer that you serve here.
Okay. So it's actually quite interesting, in Soweto, particularly the older areas of Soweto. The consumer range, is so wide. Now, I'd say the bulk of our consumers is in the lower to middle income. But then we also cater for middle to upper income. For instance, we've started stocking lamb. Now, lamb is not a product that your lower income consumer will buy. I'd say our primary focus is the low-income consumer. There's many SASSA grant recipients that shop at our store, which makes us very happy, and it shows us that our product is affordable. And of course, we don't compromise on quality, just given yeah, I mean, we've been trading in this location since the 1950s. So my grandparents had a butchery here, so we've just continued with that whole. We are very particular about the quality of the product that we serve, and then in terms of making it accessible to the lower income consumer, we have smaller pack sizes, and that would be the way we cater for that. But then with your higher-end consumers, we've got spices, we've got olive oil, honey, like health products and things like lamb and things like that. That's the local, some of those people are within this community. So it's actually quite interesting. It's quite diverse, but the bulk is definitely lower income, and I'd say, and then middle income.
Khethiwe, thank you so much for those insights. So Iman, really there, OBC serving different consumer segments from that lower LSM 4 to 7 being, of course, consumers that take home a salary of 15,000 Rand or less, but also that upper market also feeling some of that pressure, Iman. And to talk us through, of course, some of the insights that we got from that Clue Shopping Index, saying that consumers are looking for that more intimate shopping experience. Let's talk us through some of the store layout now. I have the store manager with us. Tell us, we see the store is quite clean, it's quite open, and it's easy to find the products. How important is it, keeping consumer prices when it comes to how you lay out the store?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good, and you? My name is Zipporah. I'm the store manager here in A2 OBC. Our first priority here is to keep our store very neat and clean for our customers, because cleanliness is important. Since while we are selling food here, hygiene is the first priority in our store.
Perfect, thank you so much. So retailers are investing still in ensuring that consumers do have that shopping experience that they want, where they do feel that they really got value for money, and that being the most important factor for a lot of consumers, Iman, ensuring that the 10 Rand that I spend really does take me and my family further. Data that we've seen over and over again, incomes not stretching to end of the month. So certainly we'll be hearing from consumers as well a little bit later on, that CPI data coming out at 11 and the retail data coming out at 1 o'clock. So we'll be spending our day here at Yetu hearing the kind of shopping experience that consumers here are looking for, and how retailers are navigating, Iman, to be able to meet those needs.
Yeah, and of course, the retailers should probably speak to, your mom and my mom as well, because they always know where to spot a good bargain. Even my mom at her advanced age knows exactly where certain things are going to be on special. She's watching the papers. And it's something we could really learn from, especially when, as you say, the value of our Rand is not it's hollowed out over the last couple of years in terms of inflation. So everywhere you can find that bargain and make it stretch further is something we're definitely going to go for. Thanks for that. That was really, really interesting. Ntokozo Khumalo. And we're bracing for those results. It's the Consumer Price Index, which is going to be released today by Stats SA.